coming back.
Alrighty, thank you so much for staying with 95.1 Nigeria Info. Welcome to day 3 of I Beg to Differ debate. The Nigeria Info Abuja I Beg to Differ debate is powered by Press Pay NG. If you're thinking about student loan support for education and all whatnot, Press Pay NG is that body that you need to turn to, giving all the financial support to students towards their education. And they're solidly behind Nigeria Info from Lagos, Port Harcourt, and now the federal capital to ensure that this debate is successful. We'll say a big thank you to them and to our other partners, 3Js. Hotels and restaurants here in the federal capital, ensuring that the debaters and everyone is as comfortable as possible. Thank you, 3Js, and a big thank you to Call to Fly. Call to Fly is a travel and tour company here in the federal capital. And for the top four debaters who will be sent to Lagos, thanks to Call to Fly, will ensure that they fly smoothly with their guardian to Lagos to represent the federal capital and the grand finale in Lagos, the national platform. But here, the winner who makes the highest score and beats other debaters will go home with 1 million naira.
Okay, Kimberly, you forgot to say thank you to our listeners and those who have supported us on our social media platform, watching, commenting, and also following the process.
Oh, thank you.
Say a big thank you to you guys. You guys are the MVPs here. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you for tuning in and being a part of the Nigeria Info I Beg to Differ debate. My name is Kim.
And my name is Swat.
Oh, yeah. And we have our incredible judges who you can't see on camera, but they are behind the scene, ensuring that they put the numbers right. They listen with rapt attention, word for word, line for line, argument by argument to what the debaters are saying. And we have one of our judges, Dr. Majid. We call him Doctor here. Majid Dahiru. He's a researcher, he's a columnist, and the tech team lead of Luxterra Leadership Foundation.
We also have Irene Bangwell, who is the co-founder of the 100 Naira a Day Not School in Kuje, and she's also a life or girl coach, bringing the girls up.
Let's appreciate our judges for the great work they're doing. And just to bring you up to speed, if you missed day 1 of the debate, day 1, we had a face-off between Adeoju Mazida and Mariam Ndanusa on social media, negatively impacting on the mental health of teenagers. And Mazida won at the end of the round with 32 points, and Mariam came, up with 20-point aggregate. So Mazida qualifies for the next round of 8. And then we had day 2 where Omar Benidi Excel faced off with Cindy Paul Onyeka on social media in Nigeria should be regulated. Excel came up with 33 points, while Cindy had 30.2 points. And the same day, we also had the second set of debaters. Hawa Abubakar Ambursa faced off with Muhiba Jibril. And they apparently were from the same school.
Yeah.
And, Muhibat came up with 11 points and sent home Hawa, who had 9.5. Muhiba qualified for the next round also, but apparently a lot of work needs to be done to catch up with those who are in their 30s and perhaps with a strong argument when she does her comeback also.
Hopefully today we get to see, upgraded grades for the participants and also very interesting moments that we can take away memorable, and of course mentally stimulating, because we never can undermine what these children can do. So they're all seated, comfortable in the studio, smiling and ready to take on each other. You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, and today they'll be looking at, should traditional gender roles be challenged or embraced? We're going to find out from our debaters what side they would pick to support the motion or beg to differ. And just to remind you of the rules for this particular game. Well, it's not a game. A debate is like a battlefield, not to put anyone under any tension, but that's what it is. And they would have 3 rounds. You have the presentation, which you'll be given 3 minutes each to put your argument forward. You now have the second round, which is the rebuttal. You equally have 3 minutes each for your rebuttal. The rebuttal would involve you countering the argument presented by your opponent. And then you'd have the final round, which is the closing, which you give us all that you have to offer with a nice closing and solid argument. If at the end of all of these rounds, your numbers tie up, then we'll get into the tiebreaker. The tiebreaker will give you 5 minutes each to make your solid presentation on whatever argument you think you can present to give you an advantage at the tiebreaker. I need to be 5 minutes each.
Sorry about that.
All right then. And if at the end of the tiebreaker, the person with the highest score will qualify for the next round of 8 to ensure that you face off with the people that we just mentioned. You listen to the names I reeled out, those who have qualified for the next round, so you get to face off with them also. And to remind you that in all of the round, there are criteria that the judges will be looking at: your presentation, your clarity of thought, the argument that you put forward. All of these will be rated by the judges, and summing up to about 40. We hope that your argument will be good enough to make a high score and good points today. So, are we ready?
Yes,
ma'am.
All right. To start the debate, I would be giving you 2 pieces of paper folded. Of course, you can't see it. You choose, and whatever is written in it is the position you're taking for the debate. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. So we'll start with you.
All right. So we have Joan Dikemdi. Joan Dikemdi is 13-year-old. She's a 13-year-old student of Jazz Mercy International School. Joan, you are welcome.
Thank you.
I hope you'll be able to project. Let's hear your voice, okay?
Okay.
Keep that shy voice behind and just project. Give us your power voice.
Power voice, confidence.
All right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then we have facing off with Joan today is Etomi Benard Samuel. He's also 13-year-old and a student of Joan Modern School in Kubwa.
All right. For those of you who've been asking, don't we have boys? Don't we have boys? Well, glad to let you know that Tommy is a boy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the voice there of a boy. So basically, we have a boy and a girl facing off today.
Mm-hmm. So, what did you pick?
Begging to differ.
Begs to differ. Okay? That's for Etomi Benard.
Tommy and
I support the motion.
Very
All
good.
right. So, supports the motion. So, Joan Dikemdi supports the motion that traditional gender roles should be challenged. Okay, well, again, should be challenged or embraced, while Etomi Benard Samuel begs to differ that traditional role should be challenged, or should it be challenged or embraced?
all right. So, John, you have 3 minutes to support this motion, and your time starts now.
Good day, everyone. Panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, all protocols duly observed. My name is Joan Dikemdi. I am here to propose the motion that traditional gender roles should be embraced. Firstly, what is traditional gender role? These are beliefs or practices that distinguish men and women in society and which were handed over to us by our ancestors and which may be inherited from us by our successors. We cannot talk about tradition without mentioning a bit of religion, since the both go hand in hand as a way of carrying out God's command. God created Adam and Eve and made them two different persons, male and female. He first created Adam, and in the course of time, the same God discovered that Adam's lonely existence in the garden brought a lot of vacuum that even 100 more Adams could not fill. Hence, the creation or translation from Adam to Madam or man to woman, that affection may yield perfection. Yes, a man must be a man and a woman herself, one to scatter and one to gather, one to upload and one to deliver. Regardless of religion or other affiliations, there are certain functions that cannot be shared between a man and a woman. Little do we understand that the harshness in the look of a man is the reflection of hard material that his heart was created with. And that's why you hardly see women cry. But women in their softness, they are easily employed to do the crying. And this makes traditional functions and cannot be swept away with political hypocrisy. Women are the beauty of every home. That's why the men have to spend their resources to pay the price for one or more to be planted around him, and not the other way around. On the other hand, the role of a man in the society cannot be swept away or reversed, such as securing the home, tilling the soil in strength, and catering for the family and its environment, exercising the incontestable role of a man in process of reproduction through sex. Above all, everyone who is born surely dies. It's now the role of the men to bury the dead in our community. We the women forbid to see, hear, or even touch. What I simply mean is that traditional gender roles should not only be embraced but also be appreciated. With this viewpoint of mine, knowing that time is not on my side, I hope I'm able to convince you that traditional gender roles should be embraced. Thank you.
All right, Joan there on fire, putting arguments so eloquently about what women and men should be seen doing and what the social construct really is for societal expectation of either gender, male or female, at this point in time. And quite interesting.
Yes, very interesting. She was able to capture all her thoughts in about 2 minutes, and she left us with 30 seconds to go. That's quite impressive.
All right, then. So we turn to the gentleman in the studio, Etomi Benard Samuel, who is also 13-year-old. And Etomi Samuel begs to differ.
All right. Etomi Samuel, you have 3 minutes to differ on this same topic. And your time starts now.
Good day, honorable panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, efficient moderator, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Before you all is Etomi Benard Samuel from Joan Model Schools, here to stand against motion. Should traditional gender roles be challenged or embraced? This modus operandi is one that has sparked arguments and controversy. In today's world where we are faced with questions of whether we should challenge or embrace these rules, it is my firm belief that we should challenge these rules in order to promote equality, freedom, and individuality. First and foremost, challenging traditional gender roles is essential for gender equality. In today's world where women are paid less than men and are underrepresented in the leadership process, it is imperative that we abolish the barriers created by these gender norms. Doing so will mean creating a more level field where individuals are judged based on their abilities and not on their gender. Furthermore, traditional gender roles limits people from authentically expressing themselves. Forcing people into rigid expectations based on their gender can have detrimental effects on their mental health and well-being. Everyone should have the opportunity and freedom to choose the roles they want to play in the society without fear of discrimination or judgment. Additionally, challenging traditional gender roles helps to create an inclusive and more accepting society. By destroying stereotypes and limitations, we are able to open up a world of possibilities where individuals are valued for who they are and not what the society expects them to be. Embracing diversity and difference enriches the society and allows for a more tolerant, compassionate, and progressive world. Thank you.
Oh, wow. That's nice. All right. That was Etomi.
All right. right. His argument seemed a bit he for she. Says, no, we need to challenge some of these gender roles and stereotypes that we have in our society. Quite interesting. Let's applaud the both of them for their presentation. And if you're just tuning in, it's our Back to Differ Nigeria Info Abuja edition of the program, powered by PressPay NG, 3J's Restaurant and Hotel, and Call to Fly Travel and Tour Company here in the Federal Capital. And it's the very first edition of the debate in Abuja, the 7th in Lagos, the first in Port Harcourt. The winner from the Abuja edition goes home with 1 million naira, and the top 4 get to represent the Federal Capital in Lagos for a bigger prize, bigger platform, and bigger opportunities. So we need to ensure that we send our best 4 forward. And
we can't take away the fact that Abuja is impressive from the first to the third day now that is ongoing. We've heard very, very interesting, mentally stimulating debates from children ages 13 to 16, and it's been very impressive. I'm very optimistic about the finals, that we might hold a beam of light above others. But let's just keep our fingers crossed as we continue the proceedings.
Indeed. Well, the next round will be the rebuttal, but we need to go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll get to give them 3 minutes each to argue on their opponent's argument or presentation. Don't forget, we're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Any challenge with Facebook, head on to YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja. You can listen anywhere in the world on our app, www.nigeriainfo.fm/Abuja. And please leave your comment, your thoughts about the debate on our YouTube page.
I beg to differ. Going back.
Abuja, get ready for I Beg to Differ debate.
I feel optimistic to lend my voice, especially at this challenging time when indiscipline reigns supreme.
People, especially students, have used this opportunity as an excuse to
Let's talk about something.
Nigeria Info Abuja edition of
I Beg to Differ.
I Beg to Differ.
I Beg to Differ student debate is back on. It's opened. And
16 active, intelligent, brilliant debaters for the I Beg to Differ debates.
Back on track right now.
And you can be a part of it if you are a secondary school student. You are age
13 to 16.
You can compete for a grand prize of
1 million naira. This is day 3 of the debate. We already have quite a number of people who've made it to the round of 8. This is just the first phase of it, the round of 16. And on day 3, we have in the studio Etomi Benard Samuel and Joan Dikemdi, who are facing up on their motion, should traditional gender roles be challenged or embraced? And looking at some of the comments here on YouTube, Udo Ugochukwu says, yes, he's joined us. Being additional, we see you. Or someone there from, okay, we're going to leave out who you are celebrating and who, so that we do not rattle confidence level. We'll just give them another opportunity to go at it, and then we'll take your opinion just while we're waiting for the judges. But Noble Okpokiri says, beautiful point and good one so far from the debaters. These kids are on fire. Keep it up, says Peter Tiav on our YouTube page. The debate is more fun and educative by putting a face to their voice. This is a good topic, and I wish the debaters all the best. So, Joan, Etobi, are you ready for the rebuttal?
Yes, ma.
You picked solid point from your opponent, yeah? Okay, whatever.
Well, that's what the rebuttal is all about. You rebut all that he has said. You counter what he said. Okay? So
with your superior argument.
with your superior argument, that's what is expected of you in this stage. So you have 3 minutes to do that. Are you ready, Joan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now.
Good day, everyone. I'm here to oppose the motion of traditional gender role. Firstly, what is traditional gender role?
No.
Okay. You're not opposing. We're not there yet.
Okay.
You're cancelling his argument, rebuttal. Some of his point, you argue against it. You cancel his point. Go ahead.
All right. So
We'll start all over
I
again.
paused that time. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll cancel, and you have fresh 3 minutes to rebut all that.
The argument he put forward, are there some of them you feel you need to argue on to saying that's not a solid argument? But I'm sure you were listening, didn't you? Well, your 3 minutes for rebuttal start. Let's see what you put forward. The judges are listening.
All right. Joan, your time starts now.
Okay.
Remember, you're still supporting the motion?
So,
You're still supporting.
okay. Some women, they are pushed aside in many things we do, but they normally, in any activities, they call men because they think they are more important in many things. But they don't know that God, even at time of creation, God that saw that Adam alone could not help himself. So he created the woman Eve that signifies completeness and beauty of every home. Thank you.
Okay.
Are you done? Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you need some time to think through your point? Some of the things your opponent said that you want to argue on, to saying maybe this is not a solid point.
No, ma.
Okay. So you are done.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Joan, for that, rebuttal of some sort.
All right. Joan took us through Adam and Eve and left it there and gave us 2 minutes plus extra to move on to her co-debater, who I am sure has some rebuttal. You know what that is, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then. So let's head on to Etomi.
All right, Etomi, you have 3 minutes for your rebuttal, and that 3 minutes starts now.
Good day, all protocols listed for. I still remain Etomi Benard Samuel from Joan Model Schools, here to rebut the points made by my opponent, Miss Joan, saying that the first point that my learned opponent mentioned was that for every one to uphold, there is someone to deliver. Rather, I would say that instead of that, it leads to gender-based violence. As any woman who tries to cross through the limits of traditional gender roles, for example, we know that according to traditional gender roles, the woman's place is in the kitchen, the man's place is outside, maybe politics and all of that. Any woman that tries to go through this suffers severe gender-based violence, in the sense that either beating or hurling of abusive words, or even get sent away from a matrimonial home. So that's one of the reasons why traditional gender roles has been a cankerworm eating into the fabrics of the society today. Also, I also want to rebut another of her points, stating that embracing traditional gender roles leads to lack of outside opportunities for the female gender. A woman who would want to respect herself in, let's say, a Nigerian setting now, wouldn't want to leave the place that she has been put. For a husband that upholds tradition very well, or let's say a village setting, the woman is not allowed to cross her limits. So here it is that traditional gender roles do not allow women to go beyond their limits. And we know that women are beings who have potentials to go far in life, just like men. They have equal opportunity to do things that men do, even supported by saying what a man can do, a woman can do better. And traditional gender roles is one of one of the opposing bodies that is violating this, and hence has to be removed off the way to create a more better, compassionate, and progressive world. Thank you for your rapt attention.
Okay.
And to assure you, we were paying rapt attention. Swat and I were focused on you. Were like, okay, all right,
Yeah,
we
the
hear
points
you,
the
Etomi.
points he was making were, quite spellbound, bounding and all of that. So we had to, pay all the rapt attention necessary.
Thank you.
That was quite impressive. And you left us with seconds to go, but I think that's good enough.
Indeed it is. If you're just tuning in, well, we just wrapped up the second round of the debate, which is the rebuttal between Etomi and Joan. They are both 13-year-old. Etomi Benard Samuel is a student of Joel Model School in Kubwa. Joan Dikemdi is from Jazz Mercy International School here in the Federal Capital. They've given us their presentation. They had 3 minutes each. They gave us their rebuttal. They had 3 minutes each. And the next round of it, we'll get to the closing, where I'm sure they will give us all that they have within them, making a convincing and compelling argument enough for the judges to up the numbers as they scribble down. I can mentally picture Dr. Majid and Irene Bangwell putting the points together, moving the numbers together, and we'll see what it comes up to at the end of the day. I beg to differ. Debate is powered by PressPay NG, 3J's Restaurant and Hotel, and Call to Fly Travels and Tour.
And thank you for the messages you guys have been sending, for those of you who have joined us online. By the way, if you're wondering how you can see the faces behind this fiery debates that you're listening to on your radio, you can simply just join us on YouTube on Nigeria Info FM Abuja. You get to see the faces of these beautiful children who are debating. We see the messages of Simply Bright. You said, okay, let's leave that comment out. Noble Opoki said, Etomi is okay. Yeah, let's keep out the names.
How about
right?
Abiodun Michael?
Abiodun Michael?
Yes, he had a neutral one. I celebrate both of you. You both did well. Thank you, Info, for the platform.
Okay.
The reason why we will read all of your comment, but the reason why we're keeping some of the comment that had names of the debater just yet is after they are done with all their presentation, while waiting for the judges' verdict, we can read all other.
We don't want to rattle them right now because they still have to give their closing remarks, right? Mm-hmm. So if you begin to say things, you're hailing one against the other feels discouraged, and it might just distort their thinking process. So let's let them wrap it up, then we can read these messages out. But we do appreciate the messages you're sending in at this moment.
The children are on fire. God bless them for their sharp brain, confidence, courage, composure, comportment. Wish you see how I'm blushing as it drags me back to over 4 decades of my life. Was I this courageous? Kindly emphasize the need for callers to refrain from any form of condemnation of effort. Even if there's loss of comportment, they still would not be vilified at that point in time. Thank you very much, Mr. Fadipe, for that. Let's run for a quick break.
All right, we'll be back.
I beg to
Hello, my name is Kimberly Nwachukwu. I'm the host of Hard Facts, and I bring you the biggest stories driving conversation every weekday here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Fact Show. I love to get your opinion and conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts. Join me and let's talk.
Let's talk about something.
Nigeria Info Abuja edition of
I Beg to Differ.
I Beg to Differ.
I Beg to Differ student debate is back on. It's opened.
16 active, intelligent, brilliant debaters for the I Beg to Differ debates.
Back on track right now.
And you can be a part of it if you are a secondary school student. You are a
13 to 16.
You can compete for a grand prize of
1 million naira.
So registration is open right now.
If you go to our site, you see the debate questions. You give for and against in terms of your argument.
Once you do that, you'll be required to upload a 4 minutes audio recording of yourself, 2 minutes arguing in favor, and 2 minutes arguing against.
Don't forget that there will be amazing prizes that will come with the I Beg to Differ.
And the winner, aside from getting 1 million naira from here, will also participate in the national debate.
You have a chance to represent the FCT and be flown to Lagos.
ANG, we pay, you pay. 3 Joy's Restaurants and Hotel and Call to Fly Travels and Tour, enabling us to have this amazing conversation, this amazing debate where children between 13 and 16 are slugging it out for 1 million naira grand prize. And the top 4 will be flying to Lagos to carry the flag and maybe recite the new national anthem of Nigeria Hildy as they represent us in Lagos.
Do you know how to sing the new national anthem?
I bet even the Senate president does not know how to.
Okay.
We're all going to learn it together.
Interesting.
All right, people. So it's being a face-off between Etomi Benard Samuel, 13, and Joan Dikemdi, 13 also. And they've been slugging it out on should traditional gender roles be challenged or embraced. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now at the final round. And they'll be given 3 minutes each to give us a strong, solid, convincing, not confusing in any way, closing argument.
We have seen a comeback on this very platform, and would there be a comeback? I don't know. But, Joan, are you ready for your closing?
Not yet.
Okay, so you want us to give us a bit of time?
Yes.
All right. So,
we'll just read some
Etomi
messages.
Benard, are you ready for your closing?
Very well, ma.
Okay. Right. Since Etomi is ready, Etomi, you have 3 minutes for your closing, and that 3 minutes starts running.
The debate of whether we should challenge or embrace this rule all derives its roots from a fundamental questions of equality and opportunity. It is long known that traditional gender roles have perpetuated stereotypes and limitation, hindering the progress and well-being of people around the globe. Challenging these roles is not about dismantling the foundations of the society, but about creating a more equitable future for all. By challenging these rules, we are able to open up a world of opportunities where individuals are free to pursue their dreams without fear of constraints to gender norms. This approach not only helps people who have been marginalized by these rules, but also enriches society and allows and fosters diversity, difference, and innovativity. In the true quest for equality, we must continue to challenge traditional gender roles, destroy harmful stereotypes and limitations, and work together to create a society where people are valued for who they are and not what the society expects us to be. Let us work together in solidarity to break free from the constraints of traditional gender roles and create a world in which everyone has the equal opportunity to aspire for their dreams. Thank you.
I beg to
All right. He did it in under, 2 minutes?
He did it. Yeah, just barely 2 minutes.
Is it a future back to differ debate? We should cut down the time because we give 3 minutes and what we're getting is...
Because you have not come across kids who need more time, right?
Well, we came across them yesterday,
Exactly.
remember? You had to ring the bell twice or 3 times because they were going on and on and on.
Speaking fire.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
All right. Etomi Benard has given us his closing on the topic. Should traditional gender roles be challenged or embraced? Remember, he begs to differ on this particular motion. And we hope that Joan Dikemdi is also ready. Joan, are you set
ready now?
Yes.
Okay. Go, Joan. You have 3 minutes and it starts now.
Okay. I just have a short word to just say that that men are more important than women. Women are just only to stay in the kitchen to do the rest of the things in the kitchen. But the men are more important than the women. Thanks.
Okay, that's all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, she made her points in some few seconds.
I don't know how I feel about that, but you've made your point. A categorical statement. A categorical statement was made by Joan. Closing finish. You know when you're playing the game Mortal Kombat and you say, finish them. Is what she did with that.
Let's see how that pans out.
Should gender traditional roles be challenged or embraced? Well, we had their presentation, we had their rebuttal, we had their closing, and now we wait to hear from the judges. Irene Bangwell and Dr. Majid Dahiru will decide what the numbers come up to at the end of the day based on their clarity of thought, their presentation, their eloquence, the points that they made, the arguments that they made based on the motion. All of these they will put together and send us the aggregate.
All right. Ikechukwu, on YouTube, you said, my brother Johnny said that these children are very wonderful. What about you? Don't you have an opinion? But thank you to your brother Johnny. Indeed, they're very, very wonderful children. We also have a message from Noble Okweji. He said it's very good and educative. It's catching young talents for nurturing. And then Nana Aga said, just to say a big thank you to Nigeria Info FM for this wonderful program. While Daniel Isaac said, good afternoon, Kim and Her Vocal Majesty SWAT. Today's debate is very interesting and very intense. These kids know the importance of 1 million naira to them. And thanks. All right. Oyebode Babs, thank you. We see your message. You said, I'm just excited for these children. While Emmanuel Essien says, Etomi is a boy. I'm a boy. I'm proud of boys. And I celebrate Joan too, to keep it up. Right. Thank you for balancing that up.
You know, for 1 minute, I'm super grateful that we're not banking on the listener to judge this debate.
Right.
I feel like
What do you think
they were giving 10 over 10. And they are good. They are good. Will be all they would give on this debate.
Interesting.
I'm glad that we have people, an impartial panel of judges who are also seasoned when it comes to listening to point, argument, presentation, eloquence, and all whatnot. To look, they're not looking them in the eye.
They're not looking. That's one good thing with them. The judges don't have any close proximity whatsoever with the kids.
Yeah.
They are just detached. They're in a special room and they're listening, paying rapt attention, and thereby.
Oh my God! Is your heart beating?
The Undertaker is here.
Well, is it the Undertaker today? Well,
it is.
When he comes in, Sa'el comes in with the verdict from the judges.
And there's a way he comes in. He comes in with an attitude. You're supposed to be a billionaire. Please act like it. All right, thank you. Paper handed to me and I give it to.
All right.
The oracle.
The verdict is in. The judges have spoken. The judges have put the numbers together. The judges have the aggregate computed and they have handed it to us in the studio. Remember, they're not in the studio with us. They're behind the scene at the secretariat, putting these together, listening attentively. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure the judges saw any of the debaters as they walked in.
Yeah.
So, we have Majid Dahiru, researcher, columnist, tech team lead of Luxera Leadership Foundation as one of the judge, as our chief judge. We also have
Irene Bangwell. She is a co-founder of the 100 Naira a Day School. NOSK.
KNOSK,
Okay.
right?
Yes, NOSK.
100 Naira
a day school in Kuje. And a girl child coach.
All right then. So, are we ready?
Rolling the drums. I wish we had that, but we'll get that subsequently.
So thanks to the support received from PressPay NG, We Pay You Pay, supporting education for students in Nigeria. Support from 3J's Hotels and Restaurants here in the Federal Capital. Support from Call to Fly, a travel and tour company. We'll reel out the verdict on who goes to the next round of 8 to face off with people like Mazida and Excel and the others. So, starting with Joan Dikemdi, 13-year-old student of Jazz Mercy International School. Her presentation, apparently she was on fire, and the aggregate presentation score is 6. For her rebuttal, think there was a little confusion as to what that was about.
Yes.
And so your aggregate came up to 1. For closing, 3.5. Her style of presentation, 10. Altogether, Joan has 20.5. And Etomi Benard Samuel, also 13-year-old from Joel Modern School in Kubwa, for his presentation score, 6. His rebuttal score, 6. Closing argument, 6. Aggregate style, 18. And his total score is 36. So based on this, put out by our judges, Etomi Benard Samuel goes to the next round of 8.
Congratulations to you, Benard Etomi. And we equally congratulate you, John. You put up a wonderful fight. That was an amazing presentation.
I think the part where Joan got stuck was the rebuttal.
Rebuttal, yes.
You were a little confused. Were you confused what a rebuttal is? You didn't know about it, did you?
I knew, but I don't have points for it.
Okay.
Oh, you did. You were not listening when your opponent was talking.
Yes.
You were just in your head thinking, my closing argument to be fire. So you didn't listen to him.
So next time, this should serve as a lesson, right? You put up a brave fight by presenting your points, and I felt you were very wonderful when you came. You probably just lost a bit of attention. So next time, listen closely to what your opponent is saying and plan it in your head on how you would respond. Okay?
Yes.
You did a beautiful job, and you should be proud of yourself. Okay.
All right. A round of applause for our debaters, Etomi and Joan. Well, we'll definitely be seeing more of Etomi Benard Samuel as he gets to the next round, the quarterfinal. He'll be facing off with other very eloquent, smart and brilliant debaters, and let's hope he comes with something bigger than he presented today, because I promise you, Etomi, those who you're going to face off with tomorrow are also next week are also on fire. They gave us their A game and would ensure that we make the very finest represent the federal capital. So go home, do more work once you get your topic, and come back even better.
You know what they say, right? The reward for hard work is more hard work. So don't go relaxing and feeling yes, you should celebrate, but you should task yourself more towards ensuring that the next stage would also yield better results for you. Right? How do you feel right now?
I feel elated.
Nice. You should.
All right, Oluwayemisi Christiana Babalolo said the first one to get the higher for the debate, score for the debate, 36 points. That is great. Christy from Kuje. And Chimayong TV says, Joan started well, but her confidence level dropped because of the rebuttal. Good performance by both debaters. And Oyebode Babs Fatikwe says, is Joan sad? Please encourage her. Oh, yeah, she's taking it. She's a fighter. I feel like they sang... which song will I use now? Sia song or Beyonce song?
Anyone.
I have learned. I will do better. We'll have the second edition and we hope to see Joan.
John, you're going to put in your application for next year, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Hopefully.
All right.
We want to see you, and we'll see a stronger and better Joan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Indeed.
All right, let's take 2 quick phone calls, your input, and then we'll move on to the next. Call us up on 0700 951 0000 or 0809 5974869 or 0809 9930137.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Welcome.
Tony from Bolimpa.
Go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity for our keys. Amazing keys. They did very, very well. Joan started very well, but ended poorly. I'm happy you are encouraging her to put in for the next competition next year. So I want to congratulate the 2 keys. Well done, and all the best.
Thank you. Thank you for the encouraging words.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Okay, drop the call. Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon, Madam Swat and Madam Kim.
Good afternoon.
Yes, this is Gabang.
You're welcome, sir. Go ahead.
In fact, these children, they really tried this afternoon, honestly speaking. You see, Joan really tried, from the pickup. I think when you get to this rebuttal, she could not understand what you guys mean by rebuttal from the beginning.
Well, she said she understand, but that she did not listen to the point made by her co-debater. Her mind was somewhere else, so she had nothing to argue. Exactly.
It's like I don't know, but she could not get the explanation very well. By jotting down the point of her opponent. At the end of the day, so that you can use it to counter the argument and this and that. I think that is the reason why, this rebuttal. Me, I don't know what it is rebuttal.
Rebuttal.
Now you can't get rebuttal. So maybe
it's not rebuttal. Go and say rebuttal outside. Even Joan is laughing at you at this point.
Carry 2 bottles to give me, I don't know. You know what? I'm in airport road right now. Just some seconds, Kim.
We're in the middle of the debate, so let's not get to that. Let's finish on the debate, and we'll give you ample time to tell us what's happening at the airport road. Let's take the last call quickly.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
My name is Yahaya. So those two children, they start very well. They try harder, very well. But what I want to suggest next time, if they are doing all this debate, let us use our own indigenous language to use this debate. Please, we should.
Which one is our indigenous language?
Which one is our indigenous language?
Pardon?
Which one is our indigenous language?
Our own type, our own language.
Which one?
Which one?
We have over 200 languages in Nigeria. Which one is our indigenous language?
Okay, let me go like this. Either Yoruba, Hausa, or Igbo.
Let's get serious, sir.
Etomi, where are you from?
To be precise, I'm from Delta.
Okay, Etomi is from Delta. What language do you speak? Or
I speak Ebu.
He speaks Ebu.
What language do you speak?
I'm from Delta. I speak Iselku.
Okay.
So Etomi will be speaking Ebu. She will be speaking
Isoko.
Isoko. I don't understand Ebu. I don't understand Isoko. Neither does our judges or Madam Swat here. Do you understand Isoko?
I don't understand you.
Yes, okay.
So what are you saying, Oga?
So Oga, leave it as English. It's a lingua franca.
It's a lingua
They're taught
franca.
in schools with English. They write their exams in English.
It's not such a bad thing to have one language that cuts across. It's very peculiar to heterogeneous societies like Nigeria. So I don't know.
Let's stop all this whole indigenous language thing as if the children are not capable of comprehending thoughts and articulating their thoughts in a language that they were born into and taught and educated in, as much as they know their own traditional and local languages.
Exactly.
We keep coming up with this as if Nigeria is not too diverse. At the end of the day, each local government will argue on which one should be the superior language.
Imagine the confusion. He will come and be speaking his language. I'll be speaking my own language. I knew.
Vietnam was telling you every kilometer is a different language. Where do you want? Even national anthem, we're confused.
Exactly.
We're going back to the old one. We'll come back to the new one. We'll go back to the old one.
It doesn't make sense.
All right then. So we'd leave it at that. I want to say a very big thank you to our debaters, to Etomi, who gets to the next round of 8, and to Joan, who hopefully we'll see at the second edition. Congratulations to you both. And we'll wrap this segment of the debate now. Thanks to our sponsors, our supporters, PressPay NG. We pay, you pay. 3J's Restaurant and Hotel here in Abuja, and Call to Fly Travels and Tour, also here in the Federal Capital. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.
I beg to differ. Going back.
This is Nigeria Info.